COVID-19, the nightmare of the world, striking again in China. The news is coming. The new model predicts at least 1 million deaths in China amid COVID surge. So the scientists, the researcher-led body now predicted that rise in coronavirus in China may have the fatality around 1 million only in China. So that is the big news. Coronavirus began first time found in the Wuhan city of the China in 2019 December, and now after repeated waves it's coming, and now it's serious flag, the red flag for the whole world. So we will analyze this news. This coronavirus now making the Chinese life very hard. Earlier, China, after COVID-19, had a zero COVID policy and had strict lockdowns. But after repeated protests and the people disobey all these kind of the restrictive measures, China allowed people to enjoy life and ease the restrictions. As soon as the restriction raises, the Chinese life began soon, and the people didn't obey the rules set by the government pro-COVID protocol. This resulted in the rise in the again coronavirus cases. So this is the happening, and just not because this is the really very things, because COVID spread very fast. So because of this, the whole world had the risk to infect with the coronavirus. There are the several measures like vaccination. Everything is in the disposal, but still coronavirus is the posing risk. The vaccination in China is 90%, but given the two doses as 90% population, but this is the not RNA vaccine, which is the popular as AstraZeneca RNA vaccine and the other Johnson and Johnson. This is the different vaccine and it has a very low efficacy. So that is the problem happening in China. Because of the low efficacy, the people are target of the COVID-19. So this is the one thing. So here we will see the situation in China. The Eric Figdings, he is the doctor. He tweeted that about what is the situation there. So there are the whether there are the shortages or of the drugs in China or not. That is the world is thinking. China is known as a world factory, has a high production capability, but he's saying that China's production now diverted from the export here. China's capability to export is reduced because of the COVID-19 as they divert their pro- ex- production toward the important COVID goods, the health goods. So the people rush to the directly to the pharmaceutical property to buy the drug named as ibuprofen because it completely sold out at the pharmacy retail store. So people are directly going at the factory store. So this is the very concerning news because China has a high capability to produce. If China, this situation happening in China, there is no drugs available in the pharmaceutical retail shopping and people are directly rushing toward the factory's outlet, then that is a big concern. That is the tweet of this guy is saying that this is situation from the Zhuhai city of the China on December 18th. So nextly he describes all the situation and giving the peak and the one video he attached there that hospital completely overwhelmed in China since restriction dropped. Epidemiologists estimate that more than 60% of China and the 10% of the Earth population likely infected over next 90 days. Next 3 months are very important because according to epidemiologists, 60%, more than 60% of the China population is going to infect with this deadly virus, and more than 10% of the Earth population also going to infect in next 3 months. Death likely in the millions. So this is very concerning, very concerning. And this is just start of the another wave of the COVID-19. He's saying and he giving the situation. We attaching the one peak plus video, and this is you can see here that patient are on the support system, life support system. They have the uh, artificial oxygen there. So this is the griming situation, and he described this situation as a thermonuclear bat. he described is the thermonuclear bad means it's very going to happen very hard, very harsh things. This is the he's saying. And again, one news is coming that there are also high death rate in China, and the Chinese government is kind of communist and a bit autocratic, so they didn't provide the news outside about the reality news. But this is the news that China's crematorium packed as the COVID-19 cases soared. Yeah, crematorium are the packed, and the people have the no place to the place their dead relatives' dead body. So this is the very concerning again, and this is showing the rising in the bad situation in the China and the hinting world to take a precaution. So the United States also coming to picture after the rising in the COVID cases, and they said that warn the world and their own people that the potential of further mutation and the rise in the COVID all over the world. So this is the news from also from the USA. This is not just the one thing. The China's COVID cases and the griming situation is now starting affecting the world. Um, so the Beijing basis surge in COVID-19 and the world concern and the many leader like Indian government also called the meeting, high level meeting today, discuss the important precaution and the situation and the possible restriction. Uh, Japan already facing that uh, nearly we can see here Japan's reports that 1,85,694 new coronavirus cases in Japan in one day. So that is also Japan facing that news. Uh, Only the Tokyo city reported a 20,530 new cases, up from 12,564 from the Monday, surpassing 20,000 for the first time since August 25. This is the sixth more than 8,000 cases in the one day rise in the Tokyo city itself. After Beijing, Beijing is a center, epicenter nowadays in the China and in Japan. The similar is a Tokyo. You can compare. The Tokyo is also facing and Japan also facing the wave of the coronavirus. And this is the concerning as because there are the many flights from the Japan to US, Japan to the many nations. Japan is travel a lot and Japan is participating in the World Cup. They travel to the Qatar, and all this raises the risk of the increasing the spread of coronavirus. Again, the China is the origin and of the wave center. So this is the another point. Still, there are also infected, hospitalized, and severe symptoms. Tokyo was 37. People are admitted in Tokyo. Nationwide figure is 493, up from the 70 from the Monday. So you can see here where the going graph. And this is not just the world should have to concern because it has a health impact. COVID-19, it takes the lives of the people. It puts burden on the health system. Doctor have to toil day and nights in the hospital, and because of these very tight pressure on the health system may cracks, and if health system crack, then the other patient also get affected. Normal diseases, the patient also get affected of uh, diabetes, cancer. These are the regular diseases. Such people also didn't get the right treatment because of the right health system is collapsed. Later on, the big impact is the economic impact because of the COVID-19 and restriction. Factories are the shut down, so lockdowns are there. So people who have the daily wage earner, their companies are closed, so they lost the job, and the people who depend upon them really felt very bad impact. Their quality of life decreases. The people rushes into poverty. This is the one point. Uh, Another impact of the COVID-19 is that the human right violation as the people in lockdown, police beat people. In China like countries, they didn't allow to go people outside. Because of this, mm, because of this, human right violation is at the peak, and the people restrict into poverty. That's also one kind of human rights violation, according to the me. That is the one point. And last point is that again, China is a center of this COVID-19. We all know China is the industrial house, part of the global supply chain, world factory. If Chinese coronavirus hits China, then production may affect, their export may reduce, and raw material requirement, raw material, their products will not come into market, world market. So this will really hamper the global supply chain. If global supply chain hampered, then it will have the tremendous impact on the whole production facilities all around the world, because world depends on China in many extent. So this is the another thing. So for daily video and the daily updates about the world, what's happening in the world, please do subscribe, like and comment. Thank you.